What happened to the streets? What happened to globalization? What happened to American neoliberal free markets? What happened to no more wars over land and resources?
I ain't trying to even nothing. Cause I ain't trying
Yeah,
to.
on God, I feel like that too. That's because you know who you are and your morals and principles.
Money, you can grind up.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, your ass can't go buy nothing and come.
I say it's a hood nigga, a hustler, and a street nigga. You ain't trying to defend yourself?
No, I ain't. You know
I
what
don't
I'm
want no
What the-
problem.
Me neither. I don't want it because I already know it gonna turn back on me.
On God. Nigga gonna be the bad guy.
Yes.
21 Savage recently dropped his 4th studio album, What Happened to the Streets. I have it right here. I got a special copy. All the negative things aside, which I like, let's sum it up to gang culture. He's a man who's lived a bunch of experiences and learned from all of those experiences, whether they be good or bad. I mean, one of the reasons I like him, he as a person calls it like he sees it. But in this video, I want to look at 21's examinations of American socioeconomic culture.
I don't know I think what made me jump in the street was just my circumstances. I feel like I was forced in the street.
See, forced into the street.
Else. I ain't got no green card.
I can't get no job. So how the hell else was I gonna survive?
Yeah.
He didn't choose the street life. He chose the only option that was available to him.
I think many in America are going to be feeling the effects of all this crazy self-destructing economy that Trump has created. We have not recovered from the inflation that we saw. People don't feel confident about spending. People's wages are not going up as much as they were initially after COVID. Post-COVID economy should look like. Is it going to crash? A lot of people are fearful that we're going to have another 2008 Great Recession level crash. I'm not saying we will or we won't, but recessions are a feature of capitalism and not a bug. So recessions are meant to happen.
It ain't even no money in the street for real, unless you plan on a certain level type shit.
It ain't none.
It's money in the street if you plan on a certain level.
If you want to get ahead, you gotta hustle. He straight up acknowledges that America has this split economy, essentially. This K-shaped economy. Ever since the pandemic, our economy has been literally. People don't have as much money anymore, so they're not gonna, pity buy a bag of weed from Baby 21.
I moved to Atlanta, nigga. My mama had me, my little sister. She had 4 kids.
Kids.
We had a roommate, nigga. My mama and my stepdaddy, which really was like my daddy growing up, slept on the bottom bunk and we slept on the top bunk. Then goddamn, we moved across the street to these other apartments. We had a 2-bedroom.
Grinder don't exist no more.
That's what
The difference is. So that's why, nigga, the cons always outweigh the pros of the street. But you can't, as a young nigga, you can't grind no more. Back in the day, you was signing up to shit, get some money, might die, might go to jail. Now you only signing up to die or go to jail.
The cons always outweighed the pros, right? But now, today, there's no pros, no opportunities. And I'm not saying that selling drugs were opportunities, but goddamn.
There is no more upward social mobility. And by upward social mobility, I mean being able to move from one socioeconomic class to another socioeconomic class. There's a great article from the New York Times, I'll link it in the description, that talks about a neighborhood in Chicago and how the split economy is affecting them and how the economy is pricing a lot of people out. The difference between the poor people and the wealthy people is immense. That's what everyone means when they say income inequality is higher than it's ever been. Maybe you've heard that we are back to Great Gatsby levels, 1920s and 1930s pre-Great Depression levels of inequality, meaning that the wealthiest of us are vastly more wealthy than the rest of us, in terms of the people that can actually go and spend money versus the people that are spending just because, they have to make regular purchases. The wealthiest people are doing way better than the rest of us. The wealthiest people can still go out there, go spend money without really having to worry because they don't fear losing their house or losing their job or losing their income, right?
I feel like our era of rappers, we was the first era of rappers to where niggas knew more, way more, that okay, these niggas authentic.
You know, we heard that like rap is dying or whatever. You know, these different genres of music have come and go. It feels like this Kendrick Lamar and Drake recent beef was like really like the epitome of this like of entire rap movement, you know. Is rap and hip hop done? I don't think so, but let's switch gears for a second and refer back to the petty fights over ego. And that's right. I'm talking about Tekashi 6ix9ine's beef with 21. 21 like straight up calls out Tekashi 6ix9ine and says he snitched on everyone and he got away with it, and like that really reminds me of like death of legitimate singers, I guess. You know, like remember when Milli Vanilli had their Grammy Award taken away because they were caught lip syncing or they were caught not actually creating their own music? I'm gonna leave a link to this great video talking about how Milli Vanilli broke a standard. They were punished for it. Music industry has just been okay with lip syncing ever since. It's a video titled "Exposing Music's Greatest Scam" by Asa Park, detailing how the music industry went from ending musicians' careers over lip syncing to becoming mainstream and even an industry standard. What happened to the streets? What happened to the music industry? It's all the same question. Speaking of failed industries, the Golden Globes dropped another award show recently, and as you know, Hollywood award shows are not as watched as they were before. Literally, who cares about them? I really don't care about them unless like there's a dramatic event.
What event did the Will Smith slap happen? I think that was the Oscars. That's the thing. That's what got the people talking about the Oscars, was that Will Smith slapped Chris Rock. There you go. Popular moment that happened during the Oscars that no one cares about yet.
Cord cutting has seen demographics from 18 to 29 and 30 to 49 forego traditional methods of getting live television. And 61% of 18 to 29-year-olds don't use cable or satellite TV at all. Instead, they turn to streaming services.
Oh,
Older.
like
Just take
the Golden Globes and the Oscars, what I'm hearing is they just need to be streamed on TikTok, and that's how younger viewers will watch it. And we just need to have the Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Awards again and not have the Oscars. Oscars are dead. Oscars are for old people.
The Oscars. Still the biggest award show in terms of viewership, it saw the key target demographic for advertisers in the age range of 18 to 35 and 36 to 49 drop significantly, with 60% fewer people tuning in. According to Pew Research, 91% of people who do not have traditional cable or satellite subscriptions say they do not use cable or satellite because they know that they can access the content they want online instead.
There was an actual decent attempt to draw in younger and genuine audiences with the podcast awards, but it was immediately ruined, in my opinion, by nominating all these established Hollywood artists who have podcasts. Like, I mean, I know Joe Rogan was a comedian, Amy Poehler's a comedian, but like Joe Rogan brought podcasts into the mainstream. Amy Poehler's podcast was literally just a talk show, like a 90s talk show where all these celebrities had their own talk shows. It literally felt fake to me because Amy Poehler just put out her podcast this year, and surprise, surprise, she won Best Podcast of the Year. Like, I'm not saying she has a bad podcast. I'm just saying I don't think it's award worthy. This Hollywood fakeness, it starts the conspiracy theories. It furthers this industry plant narrative that's been going around. Like, Wade and Ross are literally mad at Doechii for some unknown reason. He just has like a lot of heat for her and is constantly trying to discredit her actual talent. Like, she's a talented artist, and Aiden Ross just acts like she's a privileged celebrity. This ties it back to another point 21 Savage had, and that was the changing culture with fans being more connected than ever to celebrities and haters being more connected than ever to celebrities. Like internet trolls, cultured groups of trolls who have made it their entire like purpose to end people's careers. Just because people like Aiden Ross think rap culture and Black American culture is cool, they don't actually have like a voice in that space, right? He's a nobody. He's just an internet personality. He has no, as far as I know, no musical career. But if he has a musical career, it's because he already was an established celebrity, right? He just like co-opted it because he thinks it's cool and and hangs out with some people, but like rap culture really was an extension of street culture, and that's why like these real people like Tupac and Biggie, like careers were ended when their lives were ended. It's more complicated than Aiden Ross is able to comprehend, right? Like 50 Cent is the pinnacle, right? Someone who came from the streets, someone who made it out of the hood, someone who became wealthy, someone who gave back to their community, right? Like, you can tell that 50 Cent is a genuine person, right? He's petty. All this Diddy stuff he's done has been petty as heck. Is great. But at the end of the day, he knows, we know, that the only person he has to answer to at the end of the day is like literally himself and God. He lives his life not in fear of what other people will think about them. And that's definitely something that Aiden Ross cannot do. 21 Savage marked Tekashi 6ix9ine as a turning point in rap culture. And by the way, Tekashi 6ix9ine is currently locked up in the same place as Nicolas Maduro and Luigi Mangione. Surprise, surprise. Now, I'm definitely not qualified to talk on this subject, but as a human, we all have some sort of code or standard that we choose to live by, that we strive for, like a code of ethics, right? All of us have something, whether it be the 10 Commandments or whatever. Everyone has something that guides them, something that they live by, right? And lately, literally all codes of ethics are out the window, right? Be the best at sports, even if it means doing drugs to boost your performance, like due process out the window, collective bargaining at work, fired, not snitching to save your own ass, forget about it, Tekashi 6ix9ine's gonna do it. Like, seriously, the people talking about American values being gone, like those conservative people that are like, the moral fabric of America is deteriorating. They are right in the sense that agreements, codes, relationships, like literally the way people interact with each other has become so dishonest. Everybody has such a low level of respect for one another. Everyone's okay with lying to each other. Everyone's just like okay with straight up being selfish. We just don't treat people like other people should be treated. We don't care about being decent people. We don't care about being decent on too many individual levels now that all of this race to the top, no matter what the cost, culture has fucked up America. Like the hustle culture has, no, it's not the hustle culture. The pick yourself up by your own bootstraps culture, the I got mine, now you get yours, I'm not gonna help you culture is what's fucked America up. Like literally Americans hate their neighbors. That being said, Americans are headed down a really, really rough economic path. The jobs for like non-higher educated careers were already slimming out. It's like getting a bachelor's degree today is not enough to guarantee that you're going to be able to jump socioeconomic classes, right? Like literally no one today just has one job, right? We're all forced to hustle any way we can to get ahead. Like life is literally cutthroat, and it shouldn't be so cutthroat that we're willing to cut the throats of our fellow humans. So like opportunities in the informal job sectors, which means like hustling on your own, working under the table, dealing drugs, those are informal jobs. Selling candy on the corner. Those are all informal jobs. And we're going to see a lot more of those. We already probably have seen a lot more of those because everyone's been forced to figure out how to keep making money. Everyone has to monetize every aspect of their life. The job market is tough right now. The unemployment level's already high. That means that there are more people out there looking for jobs than there are jobs available. Unemployment has to always be at a certain level. Employers have a big pool to choose from. They are going to pick the cream of the crop, which means that young people are going to be automatically disadvantaged. So where are they going to turn to? All right, switching gears for a second. 21 says the fans have a voice, like a crazy powerful voice that corporations actually fear. Not in the sense that they fear consumers buying their stuff, but they fear investors bitching them out because sales are down. Like corporations are more afraid of their shareholders than they are of their customers, if that makes sense. I think as fans, as consumers of music, We need to be more like, let's not be focused on short-term gains like venture capitalist firms are, like these companies that buy up other companies to make a profit on them. And they just bleed the companies of all heart and soul that they have. We don't need the validation of Billboard to know if a song is worth listening to or not. Like, we don't need to read a million Yelp reviews before going into a restaurant. We don't even need to read one Yelp review. Sometimes you just take that leap of faith and go into the restaurant and try something that you haven't tried. There are good people to rely on for their opinions, but there are also so many people out there that are sharing an opinion they were paid to have. I don't want more Tekashi 6ix9ines or Bad Babies. Like, they make good music, I'm sure, but like, I'm not really invested in that music. You know what I mean? Like, I crave art. I crave to see an artistic person create something that only they could create. Like, I'm into 21 Savage the same way I'm into indie rock because it's not commercialized, right? And like, I definitely don't want these groups of individuals whose sole purpose is to make as much money off of these creations as possible making the decisions. You know, the board of directors or the shareholders, the people that already own everything and still want to keep squeezing money out of it. Those people probably don't know shit about being a creative person and have no point of reference of the value, the satisfaction, and the pride that comes with creating something. Like, I made that, you know what I'm saying? That image that I drew on a piece of paper was something that was in my head. I used my hands to put that shit on paper. Like, artists use their own vocal cords to manipulate air coming out of their mouth to make sounds. Like, we don't value that as much anymore. We don't rank musicians by their level of creativity. We rank them by how much money they rake in, right? We use album sales, song streams, like that's how we are currently ranking creative people. We all see that striving after doing whatever it is to make the most money as possible is draining humanity. Rap will definitely be kept alive as long as people demand to listen to it. The only compromise is how genuine it's going to be. It's up to us as fans and consumers, connoisseurs of all this entertainment media. Are we going to be okay with consuming whatever is fed to us? Or, we probably will be, because so many people's personal identities are tied up with these corporations, these brands, these stupid categories, and they can't let it go and find what actually truly defines them. The music industry as a whole is losing everything that makes it genuine, right? High art, I'm talking about, like, actual paintings and galleries. Like, that shit is done. Like, it's all based on investments. It's all whoever wants it, whoever buys it, who has a name, who used to own this. Like, art is so shitty sometimes because people like Jay-Z buy them for an investment because it's what he saw other wealthy New Yorkers do. Or whatever. Maybe the goal for Jay-Z was always to accumulate money, like that was his sole goal. Maybe it was about the music at one time, and maybe he's just on to the next challenge, and that's to be a billionaire. Whatever, that's the next phase of his hustle. Me, and I suspect a lot of other fans of music, fans of art, fans of dance, just artists and people who create art, I'm sorry, we can't be on the path of K-pop. Don't come for me, BTS Army. But, like, I want real people making music, like artists create art. The more people that have their hands in, like, literally have their hands in the creative process means it loses more of that heart and soul. I used to love how unique anime felt, but, like, now there's an anime for everything today. What is there gonna be? An anime about rap battles? Damn. Okay, isn't that why people love Bob Dylan? He lived this very unique life with unique experiences, and all of that shaped his art, shaped who he was as a person, and lets all us normal people get to experience these beautiful things. The, like, most powerful thing, the greatest creation of man is creating art. Maybe rap is dead. It faded out because neoliberalism faded out. A lot of current and recent American culture arose as a consequence of decades of America being the leader of global trade and commerce. With the end of America's global economic influence in the world, aka neoliberalism, dying, and everything that was like a genuine response and creations to neoliberalism are going to fade out. What happened to the streets? It's the same thing that happened to the American dream. The chance and the opportunity may still be there for some people, but it's harder and more expensive than ever. America is highly unequal. There are more of us competing for continually shrinking opportunities. Businesses lost that something that made humans more interconnected than before. We all need to be genuine in every facet of our lives. Be genuine with yourself, be genuine at work, be genuine with your friends and family. It may not bring wealth and security, but it'll bring peace to your spirit, and that's something no millionaire, and especially billionaire right now, is going to have. And let me tell you, they are on edge, so much so that they are flirting with fascism again. If you want to hear more advice I have for the ruling class or the inevitable I told you so, subscribe to the channel. I want to keep making more videos like this, and I need support.